Hi everybody, and welcome back to Teachers Talk Money, where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. Happy February. In keeping with my promise to bring you guys 12 money resolutions, one for every month of 2021 to make this the year that you get good with money, I'm back here with another money resolution, this time for February. If you are just joining us and you did not watch my first money resolution video, go to the link in the description of this video and click on the January 2021 money resolution. That is going to take you through all the steps that you need to make your first budget, and it's essential that you do that before you start this video. So if you haven't started, go do that first and then come back to this video to get your resolution for February. It is absolutely not too late to catch up to where we are. In fact, you could easily do both resolutions in February if you wanted to. So now we should have everybody here with us who has already made their first budget. Congratulations, you've done literally the hardest thing that you will probably ever do for your finances. Now that you have looked at all of your fixed costs for the month, all of your variable costs for the month, it's time to really take a close look at your savings goals. Every time I talk to somebody my age or even older than my age about money, they often tell me that the thing that they need to get better at is saving money. Once you have all of your other expenses accounted for, including the variable expenses that are important to you in the month, then we can talk about how much we can put aside for savings. I always say that you need to pay your past self, your current self, and your future self at the same time. Paying your past self means paying off any debt that you have. Paying your current self means taking care of your monthly expenses day to day. And paying for your future self means saving and investing money. We're not going to get too far into investing today. I just want to focus on saving, which is your first priority. While I'm on the topic of paying your past, current, and future self, I'm also going to note that I'm not going to focus on debt repayment today. For most of us, paying off our debt is a marathon and not a sprint. And in all likelihood, in 95% of people's cases, you are going to need those savings before you're totally out of debt. In my case, when I was budgeting while I was still in debt, I still needed to save money for my emergency fund, which was not fully funded. I needed to save money month to month for gifts for my family when the holidays came around. And I really wanted to prioritize saving for travel, even though that wouldn't necessarily be considered a necessity. These were all things that I was not willing to sacrifice. So you need to determine what things you are and are not willing to sacrifice and save for those things that you have determined are your priorities. And this is regardless of whether you are in or out of debt. The reason this is important, even while you're in debt, is that chances are if something comes up, maybe it's an emergency or maybe it's a trip that you really want to take that is truly a priority to you and you don't have the savings, you could go further into debt and just dig yourself a deeper hole. So it is much better to determine these priorities now, up front, to be honest with yourself about what those priorities are and to start saving for them. As I always say, having a plan is so much more important than just cutting back at every chance you can get. So it's time to set your goals for February. Here is your February money resolution. Here's your homework. You are going to make one savings goal that excites you and gets you fired up, and one not so exciting savings goal that is still a necessity. For me, when I was building up my emergency fund this time last year, I was not fired up about it. It was not exciting to me, but it was something I knew I had to get done. But every time I put money into my travel fund, I got excited thinking about the possibilities, and it was something I was really actually truly grateful to save for and be able to save for. Now, what if you already have an emergency fund or you're not super into traveling? That's okay. You get to decide what your money priorities are. Maybe you love dreaming about your next car or an exciting new clothing haul, but you kind of dread thinking about having to replace your tires or old furniture. No matter what, your budget is all about you. So what gets you fired up? Is it the peace of mind that you get to have from having an emergency fund? Is it saving up for charitable donations or for gifts to give for your family? Is it the thought of an expensive special trip that's only going to happen in 2 years from now? So once again, this month's task is super simple. Determine 2 savings goals. One that gets you fired up and excited to save your money and honestly feels more like a blessing than a chore, and one that actually feels like a chore. You are in all likelihood going to add to these savings goals later, but having these 2 is such a good place to start while you're tackling your other goals, even if debt repayment is one of those goals. My main tip for you this month is that your emergency fund should be one of these goals, whether it's the exciting one or the not so exciting one. Unless you already have one, an emergency fund, even if you're deciding not to fully fund it before you're debt free, is the most crucial safety net and the most crucial step it takes to getting your finances in order. And like I said, the reason for this is that if you don't have it, you could go further into debt, which is the opposite of making progress. So this month, you're not only going to set those 2 savings goals, but you are actually going to contribute the money to them. So far in our 12 money resolutions, you have created a budget and you have created 1 exciting and 1 not exciting savings goal to contribute to this month. I'm so excited for you because you've literally already made so much progress in your finances, and like I said, if you've made it this far, you have done some of the hardest work you will do. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am honored that you're watching this video. Please make sure to like it if you enjoyed the content of today's video and to subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. But regardless, stop back next month for your 3rd money resolution. Have an amazing week, everybody. Bye.